So many times in my business, I've been asked, who is your competition? And hand on heart, I have never, ever been able to answer this question. For the simple reason being, I've never seen anybody as competition. There's no one in life, there's not another man on this planet that I look at and see as competition. Because I'm in my own lane and everything. And I've got that self-drive and confidence where even if someone's better than me in something, I will know that I'm better at something else. And that's the way that I've created myself to be. There's not a single man on this planet that to me is a threat on any way at all. And I see so many people, so many business owners, that are stressed about other people. They're looking side to side. They're looking at their competition. They're being weirdos online, seeing what they're up to, trying to copy them and replicate them. And listen, we've had that. I've had boys that have told me, oh, this company's replicating what you're doing. This company's writing things that you do. But listen to me, I'm someone who's always led from the front. I'm someone who stands up and leads from the front. It doesn't matter what the situation is, I'm a leader, And I see so many times in business, people acting like girls and they're looking side to side, they're worried about what the other person's doing and they're not focused and aligned on their own journey. And if you're doing that, how are you going to move forward? How are you going to move forward? You're just like a crab sidestepping your way through life. Do you know what I mean? Not actually tunnel vision on where you want to go. And this comes down to so many things. Is like, stop chasing the competition, right? Because all you're doing by doing that is wasting time. You're limiting your growth. You're stunting your potential. What you need to do is create a plan of where you want to get to and focus only on that. I don't have any competition. I don't see anybody as competition. Yes, I've got inspiration. And yes, there's big companies that in my industry inspire me. But ultimately, I have the confidence to say that I think I will jet ski past them. And that's fact. I do. I've got other avenues as well that are going to support that. But I don't see anybody as competition. And that is what I think has made Stella a standout brand in construction. Yes, obviously because we're now doing what we're doing online, but before all of that, our culture has always been different because of me. I don't look at anybody else. I've got my own way of doing things. I've done my own research, my own homework. I've invested thousands of pounds into people that can help me create my ideal self, which I'm now fully aligned to chasing. I don't chase anybody else. And I feel like a lot of people get so lost in a battle of trying to find out who the competition is and who we're competing with and everything else. I genuinely don't see competition. And that for me is my biggest strength. And I think it's why I'm always go, go, go. Because if I actually sit now and think where my inspiration comes from, a lot of it comes from outside sources that aren't even in construction, So like the biggest boys in my industry that are doing 40, 50 mil turnover, I'm actually listening to people that are doing 100 million pounds a year outside of construction, So really, to me, I don't see anyone as competition. I've got inspiration within the scaffolding and within that for that business, right? But my goals are just like, I don't know anyone who's got the 3 tiers the way I've got them set up, And that is because I'm just tunnel vision. I don't look at anyone else. If I spent time looking at anyone else, I'd be wasting my own time because there's no one out there, who I actually look at and think, yes, that is how I want to be. There's no one. I've almost got the arrogance to say, I think I'm better than them anyway. And if I'm not now, then I'm going to be. And that's how you have to be. You have to back yourself like that. So many people are just wasting time going around in circles, like focused on every other person out there apart from themselves. And as a man, that is such a weak trait. Like, that is embarrassing. That's the sort of trait that will make a woman leave him. You've got to be fully aligned, to your goals, your vision, and your purpose. Because if you don't have that, you're punching in the dark. You've got nothing that you're actually getting up for every single day. And it comes back to something I've spoken about before, which is creating your ideal self. And it's the same as like a lot of people that come to me in the academy, they don't know what they want. They're too busy firefighting, like I've said before. But one of the first things we do once they get their Q&A is we get a goal and a vision for exactly where they want to be. And then everything has to be aligned to that. And that's from getting up at the start of the day, doing your morning routine, systemizing the business so that you're not stuck in it, creating a brand which gives you culture and brings business to you. And then once you start to do that and it's stable and systemized, all of a sudden you can just start going crazy, grow. And if you're looking at other people, looking at anyone else, you're not going to do that. And all you're going to do by looking side to side is start going backwards because you're looking at the other people, right? When the reality is you can be better than them. And just because they're doing it some way, that doesn't mean it's the right way. There's a lot of scaffold businesses, that like the cowboys and the way that they run things, they all do it the same off these little halfbacks and, they're to and from the yard and all this. But all they're doing by doing that is wasting time. Like, create your vision. Do things that work for you. Because everyone's competing with cowboys, but you're competing with cowboys because you're only looking at the cowboys. So what else is there? That's why you need to step outside of that, create a massive goal, that's realistic and that you believe within yourself you can achieve, and then put the things in place to make it happen. Because once you start to do that, everything will be aligned, and all that will happen is people, the right people, get behind you. Leaders lead and people flock to leaders. Facts. That's why I've got a queue out the door of people that want to work for me. I could put an advert up now for any position and people would be jumping at the gun to join. And that's because I'm a leader. I'm not fixed on anyone else. I don't talk about other businesses. I don't care. I'm on what I'm on, and I'm going as fast as I can in the safest way possible. And that's what I'd say to anyone is like, listen, stop looking at the competition. Hold that vision of where you want to be, really create it, feel it, and hold it in your mind, and then put the tools in place to ensure that you get there. Now, if this is something that you're struggling with and you need help to create, then comment on this video and I'll send you a link to get in touch with me and my team today. Let's get you on a call and let's get you moving to creating your ideal self and putting the things in place to make it possible.